The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. If you're a sensitive snowflake that may get easily offended, then turn this off immediately. If you want to hear the real truth about the gun culture, then stick around. This is the Armed Citizen Podcast. What is going on, my Go Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode 219. Today's date is Tuesday, November 30th. Tomorrow is December 1st. We're just that many days away from all the craziness that happens at Christmas time. If you're out there, we are live as always on YouTube and over on Facebook. If you're out there in the chat, make sure you say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you're new to the channel, new to the show, hey, say what's up. Tell me where you're from. We'll see if we can pop your cherry. We cannot guarantee that we'll make you any smarter. We just hope not to make you any dumber. Let's be honest here. We're going to have a fun show tonight. If you want to call in or text in, yes, you can call and text in. Utilize a Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates at Aegis Gun Care. That number is 530-364-4678. It's scrolling right down there. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole and you don't know the way out, you're questioning whether there's light, first of all, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I can't give you medical advice, but I sure as hell could probably be a decent ear and listen to you and all of that. If you are looking for someone that can help you get towards medical attention and all of that, please remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You have a lot of brothers and sisters out here that are willing to help you in any way. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please, I implore you, please, utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255. For veterans, press the number 1. As always, we spotlight the United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And we are a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. It's a really cool place with a lot of like-minded people, pro-gun, pro-freedom, pro-2-way podcasts all in one area. So check out selfdefenseradio.net. We're going to bring in our special guest tonight. We've got Kurt out here from Predator Armor. What's going on, Kurt? How you doing, my man?
Hey, doing good. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the conversation because I'm a big body armor fan. Yeah, you can see I've got them all over the place in my vehicle here, different places. But it's one of those that I think it sometimes there's a lot of misconceptions of what body armor can do for you, what it can't do for you, what it's used for, and all of that. And I think there's a lot of people out there that might want to have some questions. I know that I have some questions for you guys because you have a couple products that excite me. So that's really cool. Before we get going, we always do our polls first. We put out 3 polls a week on Thursday, Saturday, and Monday mornings at 10 a.m., guys. So make sure you go and check those polls. Right now, we've got a poll going here in the chat. Right here in the chat. Do you own body armor? So let's come over here real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. We've got 12 votes on there, and 58% say they do not, 33% say they do, and 8% say they're thinking about it. So we can probably help you out with some of your questions and all of that if you do have questions. But the 3 polls we had last week were kind of Thanksgiving based. Kurt, I want to bring you into this too. The first question was last Thursday, and it's got like 900 votes, and it said, what are you doing for Thanksgiving this year? And the answer is that the choices were going to see family, staying home and spending time with friends, family coming to my house, not much of anything or other. What'd you do for Thanksgiving, bro?
Yeah, went up to Oregon to the in-laws. It was went and spent it with my wife's family. So it was good. Yeah, it was a good holiday.
I've got one of my best buddies from the Marine Corps is from Ontario, Oregon. I think it's right across the border from Boise, Idaho area. I'm not sure where in the state that
where
is.
We were actually. Yeah, we were right up that way, LeGrand, smaller town, but kind of up in the mountains. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, we went up there. Man, this is like 1997, maybe, for Thanksgiving. His family had about 10 or 12 of us go up there. We drove from Camp Pendleton all the way to Oregon. That was a fun drive, by the way. But we spent a couple of days up there. It was really fun. Really went to Boise for a night or two and had fun over at the colleges and all that. But yeah, it was a beautiful area up there. Beautiful area. Let's see here. With 37% of the vote, 37% said going to see family. 30% of people said not much of anything. It's kind of what we did. My daughter was working, so it's just the two of us. And so we just kind of hung around, put some sweats on, made some chili, and watched some football, which was pretty nice. 18% said family come to the house. 11 people said staying home and spending time with friends. And at 5% said other. Our next poll came out Saturday with almost 900 votes. What's the best part of Thanksgiving weekend? Kurt, I'm going to ask you this. What's the best part of Thanksgiving weekend? Is it spending time with family and friends, putting up the Christmas decorations, watching football, Black Friday shopping, or leftovers?
Can we just combine the two can we just combine the two of spending time with family while watching football? Get 2 in 1 there.
Eating leftovers.
Yeah, while eating leftovers too. Yeah, there you go. Get 3 of those.
That's the holy trinity right there, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I wouldn't really know. I would probably say leftovers just because I love Thanksgiving leftovers, man. For some reason, the turkey, the green bean casserole, whatever, it all tastes better like the next day. It's just the best. So yeah, happy about that. And the last one, we kind of have fun. It came out yesterday. It's got about 700 votes. Would you rather, this is a fun one. Would you rather catch a live turkey using only your hands, empty the insides of a 50-pound pumpkin, hang the Christmas lights at your in-laws' house, or cut down your own Christmas tree?
That one's easy for me. Cut down my own Christmas tree. It's a tradition, family tradition. We do it.
Oh, is it really?
Year,
okay, so. Cool, nice.
Yeah, so that's when we go out and do. We head up in the mountains every year with the family, and I'll cut down a tree. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that actually is leading this with 74%. 11% said that they want to catch a live turkey using only their hands. I gotta wonder about some people. Good Lord. 9% say they want to empty the insides of a 50-pound turkey, and only 6% say they want to hang the Christmas lights at their in-laws' house. So it is what it is. All right. So I want to say hi to everybody out there in the chat. What's going on? All my homies. If you've got questions for Kurt, go ahead and put them out there while he's talking. I'll be kind of sculling through those questions, and we'll try to get those questions answered for you. Obviously, you can call or text in and all of that. Ask those questions directly. Make sure I got it going and all of that. So that's up to you. But what we're going to start doing is we're going to start talking with Kurt about Predator armor. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to put their link out there and to their website. And from their website, guys, you can get to all the stuff they've got. They've got a great holiday sale, bundle sale going on right now. What I love about it's all made in the USA, and it's really some cool, not just plates, not just carriers. They got a lot of really cool accessories that we're going to talk about. But from that website, you can reach their YouTube channel, their Facebook page, Instagram, and all that. So that is their website. So don't leave right now to go look at it. You can do that a little bit later. But let's let Kirk in here. It's not going
anywhere. It'll be there.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. For the next hour and a half or so, it ain't going anywhere. So stay right here and hang out. So I guess the first question is, Kurt, is like the idea of Predator armor. Like, what got you into the body armor business?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, so it just kind of happened. I worked with a couple of our coworkers for another company that we worked for. And some of us, we still do work there part-time, some of them, and, kind of do some mixed roles, but we all are pretty like-minded. It's a group of veterans, active duty, just, civilians. But we all kind of have like-minded, grew up with guns. We've always had guns, hunted and everything. And then it slowly kind of morphed into more of the tactical gear stuff, where we started looking at, all the options available and what, kind of gearing ourselves up. And we realized that, hey, we thought, there's probably a market here. I think that we can fill a need in the market, and we kind of just led to it. So it just kind of happened. I mean, kind of morphed out of just our own interest in the industry and kind of the hobby of it, and it turned into a company. So it's kind of cool.
It is a cool thing, and body armor. Once again, I like it, and a lot of my buddies like it and have it. But there's more and more people, I think, with the craziness that's been going on the last couple of years, that are starting to think, I'm not going to be kitted up every day, all day, wherever I go. But it might be nice to have some just in case, if not for you, maybe for your wife or your child, or something like that. So I think that the armor business is kind of flourishing right now. And I remember about 8-9 months ago, like it was maybe 6 to 12 weeks backlog by the time you ordered armor, by the time you could get it. Is that kind of slowed down a little bit these days?
It has slowed down. I mean, we were, it was wild. It was really wild at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
One of our big things when we started was customer service, because just doing research in the industry and buying it for ourselves, we just found it was, we didn't always get the best customer service we wanted, and sometimes big lead times and things like that as well. So we wanted to put focus on quick lead times. We said, hey, it's not going to take us 3 weeks to ship your product. We'll ship it out next day. So when it got really busy, we had a lot of, midnight, middle of the night, burning the oil to get orders out. But, it's something we wanted to do, and it's slowed down from that, but it's definitely stayed busy. I mean, I think it's like you said, just people are starting to realize that maybe it is something they can add to, to their arsenal, or to add to their kid at home or something like that, just to have, just in case.
Yeah. I would imagine that having everything made in the USA, where you're not having to worry about supplies and stuff coming from overseas, might help versus other companies that are waiting for stuff to be embarked from, overseas and all that. One, it's nice to see people making stuff 100% in the USA. And I know that I'm this way. I don't know if other people are. I'm this way. I would rather pay a little bit more for something that I know is made in the USA than try to save a buck and get it from somewhere that you just don't know, especially when it comes to body armor and all of that. You're like, yeah, do you really want to trust where it's coming from? So, yeah, that's what it is.
That was definitely one of our, things we wanted to do out of the gate too. We wanted to be all USA made. So we source everything except from the US. We run our own sew shop. So we sew the products ourselves. We do outsource some of it, but it's out of it's a veteran-owned group in Texas that does that work for us, the sewing. So we keep everything in the U.S. As we said, one, we want obviously to provide jobs, provide opportunities for those in the U.S. It's always what we prefer to do. But then also the market, I think the market does allow it, right? If there's one thing you don't want to maybe buy something from China on, it's body armor is maybe a decent choice, right? Like, so we realized like, hey, this is something we want to do, and we think it's definitely feasible. And we've worked to keep the prices to the point where, just your average civilian can afford to buy it and have it just in case.
No doubt. Off the X out there says, when will you guys add, he's been looking at your website apparently. Says, when will you guys add buckles to your carriers to accept placards and all of that? Is that something that's maybe we can probably talk about that later if you want, but is that something that is maybe 2.0 versions or something like that holding the placards?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So that is actually a carrier we are working on. So we have the one carrier, it's a Minuteman Carriers, what we call it. And the whole idea behind that really is, a lightweight, easy option, super simple, weighs just over a pound. So it's not, but it's got lots of MOLLE, PALS setups. You can bulk it up if you want, but really it's got quick clips.
You can accessorize however you want to with MOLLE stuff,
Yep. Yeah, but that is really to be quick, right? Just throw it on, throw it off. You can keep it in your car. You can carry it with you easily. You can slim it down and just run it lightweight. So that's really what we were going for with that. We are coming out with kind of a more modular option, which hits to that point, which will have more placards and different, options to customize and accessorize and go that route. Because the more you get in the industry, the more you realize that's really what people want. If they want to spend a little more money, because it usually adds up to be a little more money at the end of the day. But so out of the gate, we went with just a simple, clean option, which I run. I love it. Obviously, I love our plate carrier. But we're working on a 2.0. I guess you can call it a more modular approach as well.
There's something to be said about the lightweight, quick deployable kit. I mean, to where you don't have to worry about, is all my stuff on here and all that. It's throw it on. If I'm in that shit hits the fan scenario, there's something to be said about a lightweight kit that's going to get the job done. And that's awesome. Sometimes simpler is better. G23 up there, he's in the I think he's up there in the Pacific Northwest somewhere in there, and he says he's a big old boy, but he says what's the largest size they offer?
That's a good question. So our carrier is it's really meant to be one size fits most. I'll say my father-in-law is a great example. So I gave him one of our plate carriers and everything, and he loves it. And he's 6'6", 250, 260, big man.
Big man.
So it definitely doesn't look as big on him, but it's still, the buckles and everything definitely still reach. You can cinch it up still. It's not near as loose.
It's going to cover the vitals is really what's important is the vitals.
Yep. So we just offer the 10 by 12 plate is the one size. So we don't offer the larger size. We've looked into it and maybe we will in the future, but we just think 10 by 12 really covers it for the high majority. And the carrier, like I said, it's pretty one size fits most. It really can get almost anyone.
Yeah, he's 6 foot 375. There's a couple more questions that are going to, but I've got some questions that I want to get to. So we will off the G23, some great questions coming in. Keep them coming, guys. We will get to them, I promise.
Sure.
But I've got some stuff that I want to get to. And one of them is for people out there that have been using armor. I've been using armor for a long time. I still use steel plates. I have some of my kits that have ceramic and all of that. I have level 4, I have a level 3 plus, different ones. But for people that are just getting into it, I don't know. It just seems like to me recently in the last maybe year, maybe it's because the armor game has been kind of getting more prevalent, but a lot of people have been, I don't know, but maybe overly or not, but worried about fragmentation on steel plates. But I've never had an issue with them. Not that I've been shot with them, but I've never had any issue with them, never even shooting up close and just testing them. But to kind of set people's minds aside, is steel armor still safe?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Obviously, this comes up a lot, right? If you ever read Facebook comments on a post we have or an ad, it gets very heated. People are very polarized about steel's the best. Ceramics the best, the composite's the best, and my quick answer to that is really there's pros and cons to all of them. There's no perfect body armor, right? So, yeah, level 4, ours are level 3 and 3 plus steel plates. Our level 3 plates are made from AR 500 steel, and the 3 plus actually is kind of unique for us. It's made out of AR 650 steel. So it's it's the hardest steel plates that I've seen in the market. And those things, well, yeah, they're not much
like
to go
3/8 of an inch, or what thickness?
Quarter inch. So they're
really?
Both
wow. Okay.
Thick. So in profile, and they, in terms of they're. So that's the one beef. One beef
steel.
Yeah.
Lightweight.
Yep. See, that's what I say. So one of the cons on steel is that we always hear is weight. So the plates weigh 7.5 pounds each. So they're really not, like you said, they are lightweight for steel. A lot of ceramics and lower end ceramics, weigh more than that. But obviously you can get higher end, stuff that weighs 3 pounds. So you can shave some weight off your setup there. So that's one knock, which we admit, they are a little heavier.
I'm going to share this. You're talking about sharing your webs. I'm sharing. Everyone can kind of see the armor right here. These are the level 3 plus. I love the American flag. I guess it's a cover, isn't it? On top of the plate. Is that what that is?
Yeah. So that's exactly. So as you talk about fragmentation, so steel will fragment, right? Definitely compared to ceramic and other things, it's going to fragment. That bolt's got to go somewhere when it hits that steel plate. In terms of how bad it actually been, I think it can be exaggerated, especially when it's jammed down in your carrier, covered with other things. But that doesn't mean it's not a risk. So there is definitely a risk for fragmentation. And everyone, some people say, well, why do you even sell steel plates if they don't have like frag or spall stuff on them? But there's varying reasons, right? Obviously, it's cheaper. So we see some people run, just a plain steel plate in the back because they say, hey, if it frags down the back, the worst it might hit is my butt cheek, it's not going to cause that much problem. Yeah. And so in the front, they say in the front where I have more risk, I'm going to run a So what we do is it's Kevlar Wraps. So we actually take that steel plate and we wrap a couple layers of Kevlar around that. And then what you're seeing there, that green American flag, it's just a nylon fabric cover we put over the Kevlar, just, Kevlar to help protect it from the elements. You don't want it wet. You don't want sun rot on it. And it just kind of gives it a nice clean look and finish. So, there's lots of options to go for protection from fragmentation. Other companies go different routes, and we looked into it. We said, hey, one, steel plates are cheap. We think they're an awesome option for people, to get into body armor if they can't afford as high-end stuff. And then second question was, well, fragmentation is a concern. How do we mitigate that? And so we, did our research and said, Kevlar is just so proven in the industry, right? We know the ballistic capabilities of Kevlar. And so that's the route we went with it. And it gives a couple benefits. One, it keeps it lightweight. Keeps a thin profile, doesn't bulk it up a lot. It's still, half inch or less thickness, even after we add the Kevlar to it and everything. So keeps a slim profile, lightweight, and it just does a great job in catching all that frag. I mean, it's pretty cool when we go out and test it. You can just shoot it up and you pull off those covers and there's just fragmentation all over in that Kevlar inside. So that's the route we've gone. Definitely, we don't say it's not a concern. We encourage people to either use our option, which we think is the best, but there's a lot of, third-party options, or people go different routes with how they want to mitigate fragmentation. But yeah, we found the Kevlar is just a great option for preventing that.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember seeing anyone else doing the Kevlar thing option with it. So I think that's a really cool thing. I will say the first time I looked at the website and I saw this picture here with the American flags, I'm obviously a relatively patriotic guy. I was like, oh, those are badass. And what I love about them is there are people out there talking about plates and being so expensive, and they can be. And right now, I'm looking at the screen. Level 3+ shooter's cut set of 2 front and back for $149, which, guys, that's about half of what you're going to find pretty much anywhere else. And that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it's a holiday special run. It is a good deal. Yeah, I mean that's for your base coat. So when you add, Kevlar and stuff, there's additional costs, of course. But yeah, just to get into the body armor. And like I said, those 3+ plates, man, we took them out. We shot them with, one big concern people always say, oh, steel plates can't handle your, M193. But we've shot 20+ rounds in one of these plates with an M193 out of a 20-inch barrel. It stops those. We put 8 rounds of 300 Win Mag into it, stopped all those. So, I mean, that plate's a pretty sturdy plate. It's pretty tough to get through.
Now, I want to caveat this for people that don't have plates that are looking into it. Understand this: plates will save your life. No matter what, if you get shot, it's going to hurt like a sumbitch. Okay, you're going to get the wind. You're going to be out of that fight, but you will live. But don't just think that this stuff's just going to bounce off and you can just be Superman. It's going to hurt no matter what you're wearing, but it will save your life. And that's the whole idea of the body armor, is it to keep you living. You may not win that battle, but you could win the war still. You're still going to live to fight another day, but it is going to hurt no matter what you do, what you think. It's going to hurt. It's going to bruise. It's going to knock the wind out of you. It's gonna do a lot of stuff, but it will save your life, and that's the cool thing about it. Real quick before we move on, thanks to Mandatory Carry, says super chat for $5. Keep fighting, build a get home bag. Remember that 9 or 17 is coming. Iran created the coronavirus and framed China. Therefore, our rights. There you go. So I do read whatever people put on super chats. I appreciate it. I do not ask nor encourage them, but if anyone is out there, understand obviously. All my super chats go to sending care packages to our warriors downrange, especially this time of year. I've been downrange during Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just getting a care package means the world to some of these guys. So thanks to Mandatory Carry. Appreciate you. That will help out sending a care package overseas. So appreciate you guys real quick. We're talking go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying that's awesome. I didn't realize that's what you did with those, so that's cool.
Yeah, I have since about this time last year, I started talking to people about trying to get some care packages put together. So I started doing the super chats for the month of December, and I just kept on doing it for the whole year. And we've raised, I bet you we've raised over $800 or $900. And they say that each average, there's some that are more expensive depending on what you put it, but the average care package costs $15. So we sent a ton of, and that's all thanks to, what happens is, YouTube takes about half of super chats. So I match whatever it is. If they send $5, YouTube's going to take $2.50 of it. I'm going to match that $2.50. So they're getting the whole $5 being donated to. There's about 3 different organizations that I use. The big one is Operation Gratitude. It's a really, really cool place. But yeah, the average $15 for a care package. And man, cool. It's awesome. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We enjoyed doing it.
Say maybe we'll have to maybe we chat offline a little bit, but we could probably set something up doing a giveaway type of a lottery, something where people give away one of our products that can go to that. Would be interesting to do something like that for sure.
Fantastic. For sure. Yeah, most definitely we can do that. And kind of getting back to, I want to get back to the thing, you talked the plates already. And I know you guys have, and we're going to, while you're talking, I'll be able to go through my website and kind of share. But talk about some of the accessories or packages, especially for someone who's maybe new to body armor. Is there something you could probably recommend for maybe the first time body armor buyer?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that really your pretty standard setup, right? You need a carrier and you need armor. Now, in terms of what kind of armor to get, you can get, 3A, which stops all your pistol rounds. All level 3, which stops up through your 308 rounds, and then level 4, which gets up to your armor piercing rounds. So really, it kind of depends on what kind of threat you need. Obviously, each level you're going to pay a little bit more money. It's just kind of the way it usually goes. So it all kind of depends on what you think you might need. A lot of people, honestly, 90% of crimes are committed with a handgun. So you didn't really need level 4 for most people. It just kind of depends. Everyone just needs to weigh what they think they need best. So our most popular package is our level 3. Our level 3 plates, like I said, they stop all the way up to 308. That's going to stop almost any threat you run into. Most people aren't shooting, armor piercing rounds at you. So, it stops almost most threats you'll run into. It is a more affordable option. The plate carrier, obviously you need to run it in a plate carrier. So our plate carrier, like we said, it's heavy duty. I think it's 500D Cordura. It's never going to wear out on you. It gives you the options if you want to, upgrade as you go. Like I said, that Molly Pals setup, it works with any of them. So if you just want to start with the base, a carrier and plates is kind of what most people get, and then you can add on to it. So we offer a couple little add-ons to it. One is our mag pouches. So we have a triple mag pouch that you can connect onto the front there. You just use malice clips to connect them right on there. And that just holds 3 or 5.56 mags. The other really popular one that we have is our dump pouch, actually. Very popular option we have. Yeah, so this is so you're looking at those triple mag pouches. So the design behind those are open top, Kydex inserts in them. So it's quick draw. You don't have to worry about getting a bungee or anything out of the way. So they just click down in there, your mags do, and you can pull them right out. But and you can go see a video. They can go see a video. I mean, I shake it upside down with those mags in there and they don't fall out, right? So you don't have to, the retention's solid, but you give it a tug and it pops right out for you for your reloads.
I like the fact that they're Kydex lined to where you don't have to worry. They're going to keep their shape. You don't have to like hold it open. There's some of them that just, and I get some companies want to shave a few price points off and all that, but that's really important is easy access in and out with those magazines. So well done on that.
Yeah, no, they like I said, it's really slick, right? When you don't have to worry about bungee or anything, you just right there, quick pull, and you're ready to roll. So they are really slick. But yeah, the retention thing is important too. You don't want those falling out when you're running around. So the other popular one there is the dump pouch. So this one, a lot of people are not as familiar with dump pouches. If you run a battle belt, you probably are more familiar with the dump pouch. And that's where most people do run these things. So it's just a great little pouch. I mean, it rolls up super tiny, 3 inches by 3 inches, just really small, doesn't take up much real estate, but you pull a Velcro and unfold it and you most people use it to put their empty mags in, after you're shooting. You drop a mag, you dump it in there because unlike the movies, most people don't just want to, drop a mag and run off and leave them laying somewhere. You might need that again. So most people use it for that, but they come in handy all the time. We go out and shoot at the range. We put our empty brass in there.
Use it for tourniquets if you wanted to.
Yeah. You can drop snacks. People carry them snack bags. Some of our guys just go out on hikes or stuff like that. They'll just carry it on their hip, and you can use it for snacks or who knows what else. But they're really handy to have. You always need somewhere. It's what one of our active duty guys always says. He says, "Listen, you always need more room to put junk in, always when you're doing stuff." So
about it.
It's a great option there, where, like I said, takes up minimal real estate, but can hold quite a bit of stuff. So some of these add-ons, and the other one we have is just kind of a general utility pouch. Once again, whatever it might be needed for a medic equipment. A lot of people carry some medic gear and stuff in that one, or just some of your admin stuff, maps or pens, and different things that you need to haul with you. And so those are kind of
that's a 6.5 by 3 by 5. That's a pretty good size. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So one of the design features we did with both our dump pouch and our utility pouch here as well. So you can see right there that picture actually. So you can run them on a plate carrier because they got the laser cut MOLLE in the back. So you can hook them to your plate carriers, you can hook them to a battle belt, but also you can just weave your battle belt or any belt through the back of these. So even if you're not running a full like battle setup, your plate carrying stuff, you can still put these on your hip when you go to the range or when you're just out training. You can carry a little medic kit in there if you don't really want to gear up all the way. So we just wanted to add as many options for people to run them as possible, and so those can just slide through your belt loop. So those are just kind of cool accessories to add. As you go, you kind of add things and tweak your setup as you go, and so that's why I say in terms of a starting setup. Probably our number one product is just the plate carrier and 2 level 3 plates. That's the pretty standard package just because that's the necessities, right?
And right now you're talking the special you got going on right now, level 3 shooter cut plate carrier package, $290. That will get you started. And you'll see, guys, trust me, the $290 is what a lot of just the carrier themselves cost or just the plates cost. And you're getting all of it for $290. That's for someone who owns armor and all that. That's a really hell of a deal. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're right. And I know some people, I'm sure some people are like, "Oh, $290 doesn't sound like it's cheap," but big part of it is it's high quality, right? So we back our sewn products with a lifetime warranty. They're sewn here in the USA, which does add cost, right? It's just the way it is. So we do work hard to keep our cost point down, like I said, just so an average civilian can, get a set for their car or just their house when they think they might need it for emergencies, but also it's quality. One of our really what we kind of wanted to do as a company, like I said, bring professional grade, mil-spec grade products to just anyone, and at a price point anyone could kind of get into. So that's really what we've tried to do. That's really what we want to do. But also it is mil-spec, high quality. So, it's professional and it will last and anyone could run it. So that's kind of what we've gone for.
You had mentioned earlier, especially with the little pouch, you talking about battle belts, and earlier off the X says, do you plan on getting in the battle belt game? So he was foreshadowing this conversation.
There you go. That's we do. So we actually have a prototype where it's just going through testing and stuff. Hopefully, we were hoping to have it out before Christmas, but production and stuff, just everything always takes a little longer than you hope. But we will have one early next year. We'll be releasing a battle belt.
Nice.
And
Gunlove and Grandpa says he noticed that you have a hanger, which I think is really cool. But will you making like a floor stand or something in the future?
It's actually fun. So we're
getting some pretty technical questions here.
No, that's not the first time. So yeah, those pictures you're showing. So our shop we work in, we got some awesome guys in there who do a lot of fabrication stuff for, we build a lot of our own equipment and stuff that we use too, and they're awesome fabricators. So they just fab those up pretty quick. They just cut down some metal, weld it together for a stand.
Right
that one right there. Mm-hmm. And we use an old plate at the bottom. You see that base? It's actually a
is it really?
A different kind of steel. So one thing about steel plates, I guess I should mention this. So not all steel is created equal.
True.
We we learned very quickly. So we ordered in some AR 500 steel, because obviously that's the standard for level 3. We went out and shot it. One did a great job, one plate. So we shot another one, and the 223 went through the second one. And we said, that's the same steel. And we realized quickly that was just we just got it from a local, just a metal company. It's not necessarily made for ballistic steel.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we realized, like, whoa, it's not all the same. You got to be careful about where it's coming from. So the steel we do use, it is specific ballistic rated steel. That is what it is made for. They actually test every single batch of steel they make for hardness, and also to make sure it stops the rounds too. So just more of a guarantee. Once again, like you said, sometimes made in America versus a maybe not. That's kind of something that comes in. So not all steel is necessarily created equal on that front either. But so yeah, that base was an old plate, basically one that was not going to stop every round consistently. So we just welded up to make a cool stand. But people have asked us about it quite a few times, actually. They said, man, that's a sweet stand to hang your setup on.
It is. It's a pretty cool stand.
We've actually considered it. We do. We work with some retail shops, so sometimes we'll make them for them just to display product on.
A couple extra, yeah.
Yep. But maybe it's something we should consider. Maybe we should consider selling those too, if people are interested, because we have got a fair number of questions on those.
Well, Gun Loving Grandpa just said he just ordered the level 3+, so he just got a sale.
Awesome.
So that's awesome.
Awesome.
And he's going to be obviously waiting for one of those the floor models to hang it on. So
that's right. That's right. He messaged us, Gun Loving Grandpa. We might be able to work something out for you. Send us an email.
G23, man, $75. Thank you, brother. He says, you're an amazing guy. We need to support our men and women who are downrange and can't be with their friends and family during the holidays. Bless you, brother. I appreciate you very much. That's amazing. $75, man. You just, man, that's awesome. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you very much. Off the X is a good friend of mine here that I shoot with quite a bit. She says, dump pouches work for crayons, Ghost. Yes, they do. And I have my crayons. And so, yes, they do. They'll work very nicely for them. So, yeah, my daughter out there, I guess she just got home from work. She said, what's up? Hey, sweetheart, what's going on? Yeah, thanks for that, G23. I appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Warsaw Patriot wants to know, can plates, so this is obviously a question that probably a lot of people have. Yep. And I'll let you kind of go into it, but do plates work with other carriers and all of that?
Yeah, they not a guarantee, I guess, but our plates are standard 10x12 cut plates. So really, if your chest rig or your plate carrier holds that, then it should work fine. There's slight variations. I'm sure if you've seen multiple plates, they're not all exactly 10x12. Like ours are actually slightly under. It's more of a nominal 10x12. Mostly for that reason, we wrap it in Kevlar and other things, adds a little thickness. We still want to be able to fit in a standard plate carrier if you're not running ours. So we want to make sure, so really it should fit in, like, I think he said a Condor carrier. It should fit in your Condor carrier just fine.
Yeah.
Really any standard carrier.
Well, my daughter's boyfriend says hello. So he's watching. First time for him to watch, I think, as well. So my daughter jumps in every now and then, but yeah, she likes to shoot and all that, and so good shot, by the way. She's a really good shot. There was a question that I saw. Okay, so Off the X knows that I've got this little thing that I put, and it goes behind my seat in my car, and it wraps around the headrest, and it's a metal thing, and you just slide your carrier, and it just stays on there. Once again, we're spending a lot of your money during this show, giving you all these ideas. But
I know, I love it.
Mounting system. What about a mounting system for the car?
Yes. No, these are awesome. You guys are validating. I mean, this is validating, right? Because we actually are working on one of those right now too.
Are you really? Awesome.
We are. Just naturally, like I said, we do a lot of fabrication stuff. We obviously work with a laser shop that cuts all of our steel plates and everything. It's a local laser shop. We know the owners really well. So we can kind of spitball a lot of things past them, right? Like, hey, customization, what can we do here? What can we do here? And so we did a custom one for a guy for his Toyota Tacoma. He actually took out his back seat. He's just a local guy who came in. He's like, hey, I know you guys make this. Can you make me one? So we actually built a rack that just mounts where his back seat used to on the back of his truck, a grid style one that you can hang everything off of. Super cool. And that was like 2 or 3 months ago. And we told him, he came, he's like, you guys do this? We said, yeah, actually, because we'd like to get into this. Something we'd like to do anyway. So yeah, let's figure one out for you. And so we've been playing with it. I think we'll probably start with just a standard one, like you said, that hooks to the back of your seat. From high grade aluminum. We'll powder coat it, make it slick and nice. And then we might even get into more, custom for vehicles, like per se, your 4Runner where you can mount them in the back windows and all kinds of things. But out of the gate, we definitely got stuff in the works, and we'll probably come out with one for the back seat to start.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got one. Like I said, I can't remember where I found it. Honestly. Anyways, it's probably, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch thick, and it hooks around. You take your headrest off, put it down, put that on, and it just kind of hooks down, and it's just little bars that come up, and you put the front over the bar, you put the back behind it, and it just kind of sits right there. And then you've got a hook that if you wanted to, you could hook up to the top of you. It's just real simple, real easy design. Probably wouldn't cost much, but for me, it's great to be able to just have it there. I don't have to worry. It's not taking up any real estate in the back seat with my dog and all of that. And if I need it, just pull it off. Boom. It's really just a really cool idea. And I was like, oh, I got to have that just because I keep a kit in my car with me. I know it sounds weird, but I keep one with me at all times. So it is what it is.
I do too. It doesn't sound too weird to me. So,
okay. Well, so some people are like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for Red Dawn?
I know.
So it was interesting. We were in Tulsa for the Wanamaker gun show a couple weeks ago, and there's about 13 or 14 of us that went to dinner and is hanging out. And so I can't remember who it was, but someone was telling a story that either it's one of their friends or someone who's a cop or whatever, and had his plate carrier on while he was in his patrol car, got into an accident and like rolled his vehicle. And they said that his carrier, not his seat belt, probably saved his life because it absorbed a lot of the impacts and all that his body wasn't damaged because, and I've never even thought about, I'm not going to roll with my plate carrier on down the road to work. But right. I mean, I never really thought about that scenario of, I mean, it's not just to protect you from ballistic projectiles coming at you. It could help from a lot of things. So it's kind of interesting. My daughter says, what do you mean in the back seat? Zoe's my German Shepherd. She rides the back seat, but this actually hooks onto the back of my seat, Sky. It's like, so the back of my chair is where my carrier is, not in the back seat where the dog's got to have the whole back seat. I get it. But yeah, Lance off the X wants to know, do you offer multi-curve plates?
Yeah, so we do offer the curve on it.
Yeah,
it's got a double bend on it just to fit more ergonomic to your body. We do offer flat plates, but some people ask like, oh, what about my back plate? Is it better to be flat? And I recommend going with a curved plate on front and back. I think it's more comfortable.
That's the way I read it. 100%. Yeah. And the cool thing with the curved plates is people say, well, it might not fit my body type. It will, it's going to be fine.
The bends slide enough. It really does kind of fit everyone, but it does make it so much more comfortable. It's so much better.
G23 says, if you lived in Portland, he says, basically, if I lived in Portland, I'd roll with my kid on.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I know I laughed because it came up I don't know if you saw it come up in the Rittenhouse trial where the prosecutor said, who carries body armor in their car? And I'm like, wait. I was like, I think quite a few people actually.
I was watching it live and I was like, I do.
I'm guilty. Like, so yeah. I mean,
so what does that say about me? I don't know.
Yep, that's right.
Oh man. One of the things I like, and we talked about this a little bit earlier. Excuse me. The shooter's cut, great. I love it. You offer, and some people might not know what this is, but the swimmer's cut. The swimmer's cut is, and I think only offered in level 3, I believe. Yeah. But you offer a swimmer's cut plate. And the great thing about this is, and this is probably more for people that are going to be more active, maybe utilizing it for CQB, for duty stuff and all that. But for me, a swimmer's cut plate is my favorite cut of plate. I feel like I have more ability to move around, more flexibility with the plates and all that. Is there maybe down the line, maybe a 3+ or something in a swimmer's cut? Is it always going to be at 3?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Actually, our swimmer's cut are out of stock, unfortunately.
I didn't see that. Big old out of stock. How about that?
Yeah,
I'm a crayon eater, bro. I can't read very well.
Yeah, hopefully we get them back in stock soon. Part of it
that obviously means they're pretty popular then. Yeah,
and we didn't do quite as many because we weren't sure, how many people, because shooter's cut's pretty standard. I think swimmer's cut are really awesome too. I'm with you. The mobility of swimmer's cut's great. Also, it's about a half a pound less. Shaves a little weight off. So you're dropping weight, adding some mobility. Obviously, there's always trade-offs. You don't cover quite as much, but I'm kind of the same way. It's just a really nice cut, but it wasn't quite as popular, but we still sold out. And
I'm okay in this area. It's still not going to get a major organ. I'm okay for the mobility. The major organs, the major places are covered still with a swimmer's cut. Like I said, for me, it's just I feel like I can move better, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, you're spot on. And we just ran out of stock. Like I said, we've been pretty busy, and so we just had a large amount of the shooter's cut. Yeah, it's a good thing. But it does mean sometimes things get out of stock on us. So we'll hopefully get those back in stock, and hopefully next step is get a level 3+ in the shooter or the swimmer's cut as well to offer that.
Roll call says, do they offer trauma pads? They do. Let me share the screen again. Real quick, because some people may not understand, there are multiple uses for trauma pads as well. Do you want to kind of go into trauma pads? While you're doing that, I'm going to start sharing the screen and show the trauma pads as well. But maybe some people might even know what trauma pads are. So you want to go into that real quick?
Yeah, for sure. So if you're running still plates, particularly any plate, I recommend trauma pads. So as we talked about, it's going to hurt like a bugger when you get hit with a rifle round. It'll save your life, but you're going to feel it. So these trauma pads really are designated for that purpose, to help reduce that blunt force trauma. It's a super high density foam, impact foam. That's just really what it's made for. I mean, it's only a 1/4 inch thick, so it's not huge, but it really does make a huge difference on your impact. So it's just there. You slide it in behind your plates, between your body and the plate. Make sure it never goes in front of the plate, because it does not have ballistic properties. It is just blunt force trauma. So because sometimes we've seen it come up, but go behind the plate, and it's just there for if you take a hit, it absorbs it. Some of it's still going to hurt, but it definitely helps a lot. I mean, the biggest thing you can see where it does it. Steel plates are a little harder to tell because they don't really have a lot of back face deformation, but you're still going to get hit with that energy from it.
Yes.
Yeah. But when we do so we got level 3 A armor coming out in the next few weeks, actually. So that's running through the lab test right now, just so we get those results back. But you can see the biggest.
Guys, level 3A is typically handgun calibers. Like, I don't know if it goes 44 Magnum, but it's like 45 ACP and below. Your handgun caliber, your pistol calibers. When you hear 3A, that's what he's talking about. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, sorry, I should clarify there. And actually, it's 44 mag. So it does stop 44 mag.
I wasn't sure if 44 mag was considered in that or not, because that's a pretty, I think that's more powerful than 45 ACP myself.
It is. Yeah. It's a pretty beefy pistol round. So, so that's where you notice the biggest. So companies, when they sell their 3A armor, it's most of the time 3A armor is Kevlar. It's lighter weight. Mm-hmm. And you have the risk of back face deformation, right? Because it'll stop the round, but man, those things will bulge backwards. And so most people suggest, some people, this is how we run ours, is we actually build the trauma pad into the armor itself. We integrate it. That way you don't have to buy a separate trauma pad. But that's where you notice the biggest difference. If you don't run a trauma pad behind your 3A armor, depending on the 3A armor, it can really, you run a higher risk of just internal bleeding and different things from the back face deformation. So when you test it with and without that, you can just notice the impact of those trauma pads so fast. But yeah, they make a big difference. They really do absorb a lot of that impact. So, and also they make it comfortable. It's a little more comfortable. It does add a comfort factor. So
most definitely. I was going to say that, I've got trauma pads out the wazoo. Why? I don't know, but I always have them, but I use them for something that's people may not think about. That you said the comfort level. So when I go to SHOT Show or I go to these industry events or I go to the range or whatever, or my competition, I use backpacks. And it sounds crazy. I use a trauma pad to put in my bag. One, it frames up the bag. It holds it up steady the whole time. Mm-hmm. But it also, if you're humping with something and it's banging against your back, whatever, that trauma pad does help. School backpacks, all that stuff. I mean, I know that it sounds crazy, but there are so many uses to trauma pads that just because you might not have it in your kit doesn't mean that you can't utilize it for something else. And yeah, it really, a week of SHOT Show with my backpack, those trauma pads save you after a while. They really do.
Yeah, let's see here.
Yeah. What? G23 wants to know, they tested against 50 cal or 500 Smith & Wesson. Pards, if you're getting into a fight with a 500 Smith or a Desert Eagle, I mean, first of all, where the hell are you? You know?
But we have shot it with a Desert Eagle, the pistol. We Desert Eagle. It's a pistol rounds. Really, it doesn't have the velocity to ever put your plates at risk.
It's gonna hurt like some bitch though.
Yeah, it has some impact for sure. Now a 50 cal, so we haven't shot with 50 cal. I'm gonna tell you, it will not stop it. I can make that assumption, I think. And also, if you get hit with a 50 cal, I don't know if you want to live through it anyway. I mean, that would do some damage. So 50 cal is probably no go.
Can you imagine the pain? Like, I mean, dude, just, you know what? Shoot me again now. Just end it, because I don't want to live through. I mean, can you imagine the bruising, the swelling, the internal damage that you? Oh my God! No, thank you.
50 cal would cause some issues for sure.
Wow. But you said you have, I mean, 300 wins, not necessarily a weak round either, but the level 4s you guys have, that'll stay up to a 300 win, won't it?
Yeah. 300 wing, 4570. We've shot all those at it, and it takes them all. Yeah. Wow. The one thing with steel plates, the weakness of steel plates is speed. So your larger impact rounds, like a lot of people are like, what about 300 blackout? And it's like, well, they're just not a high velocity round per se. So they have a lot of smack.
And most times they run them subsonic. Most people run 300 black subsonic, so it's even better,
Yep. So really, it's the speed that kills. I'll tell you. Actually, we've shot so many rounds of that 3+ plate just to try and torture test and see what we can actually get through it. The only thing we've actually shot through it is kind of unique is a 22-250, shooting at 4,000 feet per second. So.
And that's just because of velocity, right? Probably.
Yep, just because of the velocity on that. So that's the only round that we've actually put through. We shot it with the 6.5 Creedmoors, 6.5 284s, like I said, 4570. We just put all kinds of things at that. But that's the only one we got through it. And we do all of our testing really close too. I mean, if you got back very far, that's probably not true anymore. But we test these things at 15 yards, 10 yards. We just point blank.
Well, I mean, honest to God, they say that, and I know the FBI utilizes for their testing that the old 7 yards, 21 feet, but they say that most gunfights happen within 10 feet. Yep. And so if you're testing it at 25 yards, well, that's great. But I want to know what it does at 10 feet, or 7 yards, 21 feet. Because I want to know if that's where it's going to happen. And obviously, the farther back you go, chances are it's going to get better. But if it works at 21 feet, then it's going to work at 21 yards, guys.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. So,
typically.
Yep. So, we do all of our testing right there. We, pretty point blank, 10 yards or so.
So, I know Lance has been looking at armor for a while. He's got a lot of great questions. We're talking about maybe cumberbunds or side panels, anything in the future for maybe some of those.
Yeah, so like I said, that modular carrier that we're coming out with, it will have a few different options for cummerbund. Okay, cool. Some like simple elastic that will have some mag pouch inserts in it. Probably just like a skeletal cummerbund, lightweight. Some things there for that. So our current one, we have the side straps that just have the buckles that you can cinch down. Now with that, I was telling you about our accessories that you can just slide a belt through them. Nice thing about that, you can actually slide the buckle through our dump pouches, through our admin pouches, so you can just run those on your sides with our Minuteman plate carrier, which is kind of nice. In terms of side plates, We'll probably get into that once we have our new carrier out first, the more modular carrier, and then look into, getting the side plate attachments and things like that. So we do plan on offering it. It's just not as high a demand out of the gate. So we
I was
thought
going to ask you, is that something you get asked for quite? Because I own several kits. I don't like running side plates. Honestly, that's just me. They're not comfortable to me. But I'm also 5'7", so that it's just one of those. I'm not a huge guy. It's not as much space, right? But I personally don't like them. But is that something you guys get asked for quite a bit, or no?
So we do occasionally. It's not that common though. Like I said, we before we ever started, we visited with a whole bunch of people who ran plate carriers for a long time and said, "Hey, who runs side plates? Who doesn't? We want to get into these," because we had some cut originally. And it kind of came back the same as you. Most people just said, you know what? Even when I got issued side plates, I never ran them. They're just uncomfortable. I don't really care for that. So
we said, hey, any added weight is just a bitch. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where if I get shot right there, it was meant to be, guys.
So we will. I hope we can get some out in the not too far future. But we just figured, hey, obviously, capital constraints and things when you start a company, what do we really want to focus on? And that was just a little further down on the list of products. So
prioritize and hey, offer them if have them available. But yeah, it's just I can see that. I can see that where people may want. They're just not for me. But that's just me.
Yeah, we'd love to offer them. So hopefully we will in the future. It's just a matter of when.
Now, Buck wants to know: Lance, are you buying body armor or a tux? Cumberbunds and all that. Yes. You gotta love it. Earlier, Aegis Rod, he's a good buddy of mine with Aegis Gun Care. He's in Idaho, actually. But he says he was the one who was telling me about in Tulsa. He was in a bad car wreck, and the ER doc said that he thought maybe his body armor helped reduce some of the injuries. And like I said, that I never even would have considered that side of things. But for LEOs wearing them, I mean, that's just another, maybe, I don't know. That's pretty cool. I never thought about that. Yeah. I know that you've got a lot of stuff coming out. Do you have a bunch of dealers that y'all are working with? Or if one of these guys out here maybe wants their local shop, I mean, is there a way to become a dealer for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. So we do work with dealers. We work with, I don't know how many around the country at this point, and I have to even check, but it's a fair number of them. So we have an option on our website. There's actually just an option at the bottom, become a dealer, just a simple form to submit. All we need is just a little information about your business to make sure it's actually business. And then we can set you up on our dealer portal and start shipping product to you at wholesale pricing. So
it is great the fact that you sell directly from your website, but yeah, it's one of those things where I would imagine that, especially being a younger company, the word of mouth is going to be huge, but sometimes having product in actual local shops, like, oh, cool, it's right there. I don't have to worry about shipping and all that. It's already here for me.
And sometimes you like to touch and feel things, right? You just like to, especially like the plate carrier. It's what you go into a shop, and we love getting it in there because, a lot of dealers carry all kinds of different products, and our products are really high quality. So when you stack it up next to, one of your cheaper carriers, you can tell the difference right away, that it's higher quality and stuff. So that always helps too. We sometimes just want to feel it and see what kind of quality it is.
So Rod wants to know, they're in Utah. So he's up in Idaho. Nice. And he's a good friend of mine. He has Aegis Gun Care. It's a great cleaning and lube solution and lube. Phenomenal, but they're up in their home base is up there in Idaho. But yeah, you're in, I don't even know if you want to get into where, but you're in Utah. So
actually we're just about an hour south of Salt Lake. We actually have we have an office there, but our shop where the magic happens, I guess the fun stuff, it's actually, a couple of us grew up in a little small town, just a little farming community kind of out in the middle of nowhere in Utah, and land's cheap, buildings are cheap, so we got ourselves a nice big warehouse out there, and that's where we run things from. So
awesome. Gunlover Grandpa wants to know, you guys gonna be going to SHOT this year?
We will be, but not we don't have a booth. We're just gonna head down this year.
I gotta buy you a drink when we're there, so we'll make sure that Cole we'll definitely hang out a little bit. Sure.
So we're planning on going, though. A couple of us are gonna head down to that this year. Plan on it. We're not gonna have a booth or anything, like I said, but just go down and do some mingling and see the cool stuff. So.
Well, and you'll be able to meet a lot of people just being there as well, and making contacts and all that. There's going to be a lot of buyers there that could be huge. Just walking around could be huge for you.
Yep, that's what we figure. Better get down there. We've gone a previous year just before we started the company. We've been just with friends and stuff, and so it's like, yeah, we got to get down there now that we are in the industry, all in on the industry. We got to get back in there. So.
You know, I saw a question earlier. I remember it was early on in the show, and I can't remember where it was. It's already gone in my list. Someone made a comment that they weren't even sure that they didn't even realize that like regular civilians could buy body armor. I didn't know that was a thing. Is that something? Maybe is that a misconception that people think that they're not able to buy body armor? I guess because I've been around it for so long, I never even thought about that. But maybe there is people that don't think they can get body armor.
Yeah, it is a slight misconception. Some people do think that, but also it's kind of warranted. So, I mean, I don't know if you've seen New York actually working on a bill to try and ban body armor.
I saw that. I get that. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it probably stems from things like that people see, so they don't know if you can own it. New Hampshire, really random, or Connecticut. Sorry, Connecticut. We can't sell into Connecticut. You have to buy body armor in the state from a retailer, so you can't buy online and ship it. I'm not sure why that makes sense.
They can have it, but they can't buy it directly from you.
Nope, they can't buy it from online. They have to buy it from a gun shop or whatever in person.
Interesting.
In order to own it. Yeah, I have no idea the ruling or why that even makes sense, but that's just along Connecticut. So if you're in Connecticut, sorry, yeah, you're not gonna be able to buy our product, or ship it to a friend, I guess, and then maybe drive down and pick it up or something. But
there you go. Send it to someone in Pennsylvania or New York or something, and take care of it.
Yep, there you go.
Lance wants to know any plans doing laser cut molly.
Yeah. So if you actually look at our accessories, all of them are. We go with the laser cut molly on. I
was gonna say I thought they were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The plate carriers themselves are not laser cut though. So we go the traditional route on the plate carrier, but all of our accessories and different items, we actually go with the laser cut molly.
That little admin pouch or whatever, the utility pouch. I was looking at it, and you could definitely there it is. You could definitely see that's laser cut for sure.
Yep.
I do like something. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna say. I mean, laser cuts. It's pretty slick. I know some people don't like it, some people do, but it's just I love it. It's a slick profile, looks good.
Yeah.
Like I said, doesn't add any more weight or anything to it either. So yeah, we do a lot of laser cut. And we'll probably do more laser cut in terms of our plate carriers and stuff in the future too.
Yeah, I know that the Minuteman plate carrier here that you guys are running, you got coming soon the Patriot plate carrier, which I think is going to be a cool name, by the way. But what I like about this is if I'm seeing this right, let me kind of get maybe a closer up here. So you have the molly down below, but you've also got 4 rows of the Velcro. But it looks like to me that Velcro is also molly. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay,
so
cool. That's
on
awesome.
the top, we have 4 rows of Velcro, and then we include molly up there too. Really, like I said, just make it as customized as possible, right? Whatever you want to run up there, whether it's molly or Velcro, you can connect it. So,
yeah, and I love that. Some people like running patches and all that, but you have the ability to run a patch and utilize more real estate for molly. I put all sorts of shit on mine. I've got a knife. I put my gloves. I mean, it's just I want everything in my operating space, though. I want everything right here that I know I can get to.
Oh, for sure.
Let's see here. Buck says that if we're both going to be at shot, then I can pick up his stands from you.
There you go. Don't get to ship those things.
Yeah, not to ship those. First of all, no, I'm not carrying those bastards home here. He lives about 45 minutes from me, so he's expecting me to bring them to him. I don't want like that.
Yeah.
Christopher Elmer says, a big thank you to Predator Armor for the Let's Go Brandon plates. I didn't really need another set, but your advertisement campaign took balls and courage. I'm proud to spend my money with Patriots. So what's the story? You had Let's Go Brandon plates?
Yeah, so we do have our branding in house. So we screen print our plates and make it. So with kind of what's going on in the world, we said, hey, let's let's brand some of these different. So we made some new screens and everything for our plates, and it was a limited run. We did it for a couple weeks. Built up some inventory and instead of the Predator armor on the front, it had a Let's Go branding down the front with Predator armor at the bottom. So thought it'd be kind of fun for some people too, Obviously, Christopher liked it, so glad to hear that. We did get some flack for it. I'm not gonna lie. We got a few emails and some flack for it, and I was like,
from the snowflakes or from people like really?
Actually, we got a couple snowflakes, and then even actually some other people were just kind of like, "Oh, why are you politicizing the armor and this stuff?" And it's like, well, you don't have to buy it, I guess.
Have a sense of humor. How about that?
Yeah, that's what we said, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you say the real thing? Why do you have to put Let's Go brand?" And we're like, well, it's kind of the pun, it kind of a little bit funny, right? While also getting a point across.
It's better to say that. I think it's hilarious.
Can't please everyone. You can't please everyone, but
no, you can't.
Glad to see Christopher liked it. So
yeah, no, Rod up there at Aegis says, Molly, an Aegis gun cleaning kit would go fit right on there. Yes. If you have Molly on there, yes, it would.
There you go.
So yeah, the cross, the cross. No, I'm too stupid to think of the word here. The cross marketing here is working here. So yeah. There is one other thing I wanted to ask. I wrote it down. I don't remember. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't. It left my mind. I'm gonna give you a few minutes and talk like this. I'm gonna put out the links. Hopefully, while you're talking, it'll come to me again. If you guys have questions out there, any more questions for Kurt, go ahead and get them in now. What I want to do right now is I'm going to put out the links, but I'm going to give you a few minutes to maybe talk about your social media or where they can find you and all of that. I'm going to put the links out there while you're doing that, but give you a few minutes to talk about where they can find you and the company for sure. And any sales. I know you got the holiday sale going on. Plug anything that you've got going on that you want to get out right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, the holiday sale is a big one for us. I mean, if you look at those packages, like I said, we sell it's the plate carrier with your triple mag pouch, 2 sets of plates and a trauma pad. So really it's kind of it's a loaded loadout, it's a full package. And we're offering a pretty good discount on it for the holidays for this month of December. So, get it in. So we'll get it out to you. Like I said, we fulfill orders and we really try to have them out same or next day is the goal that we have internally. So get your order and we'll have it to you before Christmas. Any questions or issues, always, shoot us a text or email at contact@outdoor or at predatorarmor.us. We got some really good customer service people and usually we can accommodate a lot of different things if you have any questions or anything like that. Another thing that we do kind of unique that maybe I'd mention with our still plates. So we actually offer a little testing target. So a lot of people ask us, oh, can it stop this? Can it stop this? Can it stop this? And so we said, hey, you know what? For people who want to buy plates, I get it. People don't want to go shoot their plate necessarily. So we offer just $15. It's the same still. So if you order the AR, the 650 still or 500 still, you can add on for $15. We send you a little target. It's a little diamond shaped target.
Awesome.
Send it to your plate and say, hey, prove us wrong. Because a lot of people are like, oh, people are trying to call us up like, oh, it doesn't actually stop that. And we say, listen, we guarantee it. Buy it, shoot it. And if it doesn't, you can have your money back. But rather than do that, because I know people don't want to shoot their plate, we start offering the testing targets to kind of accommodate that. So, if you do have questions like that, buy one of those and shoot away at it. And like I said, if you shoot through it and you're not supposed to, then we're going to look really silly for offering that. So we're not worried about it. It's not going to happen. So kind of what we offer. And it's a fun little target too. But
yeah, I've never actually heard of anyone offering the target steel. That's awesome. That's really cool. And most people have never even shot steel before. So that's, if you don't want to test your own plates to see if they'll actually hold up, for $15, you can test away and see what it will hold up to, which is great. I love that.
Yeah. Like we said, we stand behind our product. We thought that was a really easy way to really for people to validate it. And who doesn't want a little target to shoot, right? Shooting still is always fun. You got to love the clank. Sure. So that's that.
Yeah. You up with Rod, because Rod says if there's any way we can support you, we'd love to. So maybe you and Rod can talk sometime. We'll get you. I'll get you contact with them as well.
Yeah, for sure. Shoot us an email. Like I said, I check those on occasion, as well as one of our customer service guys as well, who we work very closely with. So shoot us an email. We'll definitely get a hold of it and can discuss, or message us on Instagram, Facebook. We're on all the platforms. So
I think you mentioned this earlier, but he might not have been around. But is there any current lead time? I think you said you try to get out that day or the next day, depending on what time you order. But there's really no lead time right now, is there?
No, there's not. Like I said, before we started the company, like I said, we'd run into like 12-week lead times. And it's like, man, and then it just becomes, where's my product? When's it coming? So we really didn't want to get into that game. We said, hey, if we're going to have a company, customer service is top of the line. Obviously it's life-saving equipment. It should be. So we get it out within same or next day. If not, we'd let you know if there's some issue or some backlog or something going on. But yeah, no, we don't. We keep the lead times low. So
awesome. Well, if you've got a couple of minutes, we like to have some fun and some kind of rapid response questions, just to have fun and all that. Kind of send a little weird questions that might throw you off a little bit, but it's just a little rapid response we like to have fun with.
All right.
You ready to go? First one is favorite superhero.
Oh, Batman.
Yes, I like you.
The gear. It's the gear,
Exactly. I'm a gear junkie.
I know. It gets you.
And he's the only one that actually doesn't have a superpower, but yeah, he's badass. Yeah.
I love it. Yep.
First car.
Oh, Geo Metro.
Yes.
Little 4-door Geo Metro. Yep, that was a beauty.
If you could play out any character from a movie's life in real life, maybe not superhero, but any character of any movie that you've ever seen, if you could play out that character's role in real life, who would that be?
Oh man, that is a hard one.
I told you.
Gosh, I don't even. Oh man, I'm blanking on that.
Mine's Han Solo.
No, that's a good one.
Say Han Solo is Han Solo. No one expects anything from him, so he can fuck everything up and be great, be a hero. He gets Princess Leia. I mean, he has his best friend's a Wookiee. Han Solo is gonna be the coolest character ever.
You're right. Han Solo is a good character.
A lot of people have said like Forrest Gump, just because all the stuff that Forrest Gump did. But would you want to be Forrest Gump? I don't know.
I was going to say, it sounds like it's a little rough, right? I think you could choose an easier character.
I think so. The most important one, and this has created a riff in our community. It's a big one. It's a big one. I don't know if you like getting political or not, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it. You can decline to answer if you want.
All right, let's hear it.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, no.
Thank you. I don't. We have a buddy of ours who's a chef, and he swears that a hot dog is a sandwich. I'm like, no, it's a hot dog. If you go to a menu, you have burgers, you have hot dogs, and you have sandwiches.
That's true. Yeah, that's a great way to delineate it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing that people say that hot dogs. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm not sophisticated enough. I don't eat my chocolate bar with a knife and fork. Maybe I'm missing out on something. I don't.
That's right. I'm with you on it. I don't know what it is. Not civilized, I guess. Got some culture it needs to do.
Yeah, it's what it is. But whatever. Kurt, thank you so much for watching. Guys, make sure you go and check out Predator Armor. Really cool deals, especially if you've been looking to get into armor. Understand that not all armor is the same. And these guys have tested their armor time and time again. They're putting out some great specials right now that you're not going to see anywhere else. And like I said, I'm an armor and a gear junkie. And most of the time, the price that you're getting for the full loadout is what you're going to spend on the plates only or the carrier only or whatever. Yeah, it's great stuff. All right, we got one more. This could be a big one. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah, not with the kids, but yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
It's an adult Christmas. I like that answer. It's an adult Christmas movie. Well played.
That's right.
Well played. G23 says, I can't buy from this company. A hot dog is a sandwich or a sub sandwich isn't a sandwich. A submarine sandwich is a sub.
Oh,
I don't call it a submarine sandwich. I call it a sub. No, D23 said he's hilarious. He must have bought into the whole shit about being a sandwich. I don't know. Lance out there. Hey, first of all, Lance, he says, killer show, lots of fun info. Yeah. Thanks for bringing some cool questions, because you're asking a lot of questions that a lot of other people are wanting to know. And we're going to get a lot of views on this, but this goes into podcast form. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be hearing those questions that might be wondering the same thing, that we're not here live. So yeah, thanks all you guys for the awesome questions. Like I said, go check out Predator Armor. The links are going to be are in there. The links are in the description, whether you're in podcast or on YouTube or wherever you are. The links are in the description to their social media accounts and their website. Kurt, do you have anything last minute words of advice or anything that you want to say before we get out of here?
No, just keep checking us out. Like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff coming out. We're always working on new products and some fun new stuff. So just stay tuned and keep checking back in. We'll have some new stuff for you.
Awesome. Thanks again so much, guys. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Be safe out there. I know there's some crazy people out there during this time of year, getting those tickle me Elmos or whatever. Just be careful. Always be vigilant. Always kind of make sure, especially when you're shopping, make sure that you're always kind of being situationally aware. There are a lot of people that prey on people right now when they're walking out of department stores, whatever. Always kind of know what's going on. Whether you carry a gun or not, you can always defend yourself, mostly just by being situationally aware. So get out there, be more proficient with your firearms. Keep in touch with what's going on in the politics of our 2A in our country right now. Most importantly, get out, shoot your guns, enjoy your freedoms of being an American. We'll see you next week. Semper Fi.